Okay, so I am finally back to do my 1 year post my hair transplant update. I'm late because when it was my actual anniversary, I had my hair in braids, so there was not much point doing the video if you couldn't really see my edges. My hair is in braids again today, but I put these in this morning. So I actually took my hair out last night. I washed it, conditioned it, combed it out for you all. So I have some footage to share with you in terms of like what my hair looks like 1 year post my hair transplant. So I did my hair transplant on the 30th of March 2023, and today's date is the 21st of April. So again, I am a bit late, but better late than never. So yeah, in terms of, most of you have been following me on this journey for the past year, so thank you so much for being here with me. But in case you don't know, I got my hair transplant done in Turkey. I went to a clinic called Heather Clinic, went there by myself. I've literally documented the entire journey on my YouTube channel, right from before the transplant and why I felt like I needed to get it done. I documented going to Turkey by myself, everything, and yeah, all of the videos are on the channel. So I have created a playlist for you, so please go back and watch through those videos. I leave a lot of helpful information in the descriptions of those videos, and I am happy to answer any questions that you have. But yeah, it was only right for me to come back and share with you what my edges look like 1 year post the transplant. So talking about my edges were a complete mess prior to having this hair transplant done, and cut a long story short, it was due to traction alopecia. So that's what made my edges just disappear off the face of the earth. And I just felt really self-conscious, like really uncomfortable with my edges. So because my hair was short about like last springtime, I thought it was the best time to just get this hair transplant done whilst I had like no hair anyway, and then I could just like focus on growing my hair out. So that's literally what I did, and I'm here today to share with you what my hair actually looks like. So before I show you what it looks like, let me just give you some information, because it has been a bit of a rocky ride for me. A lot of you know that I wasn't too happy, like 100% happy on how the hair transplant went, in terms of they didn't really give me information as they were doing the procedure. So I ended up having way more grafts taken from my donor area than we anticipated, than they told me prior to the surgery. So it started off a bit rocky, but over time I just said, you know what, let me just trust their professionalism and hope and pray for the best. And my donor area, in my opinion, and in most of your opinions as well, it looks absolutely fine today. Like, you probably would never be able to tell that I've had a transplant done. It doesn't look like it's been over harvested, or like anything much has been done in that area to people who don't know about transplants. I can tell when I look really closely, but I don't think anyone else will be able to notice. So it did start off a tiny bit rocky, and then during this 1 year, I have come to share that I experienced a bald patch on this side of my head, and currently, although you can't really see it actually, as another small one has appeared. And I wasn't too sure in the video where I shared it with you, like what the cause of that bald patch was. Essentially, I think it was definitely on this side, and it was one was starting to appear on this side. So yeah, I was just experiencing a tiny bit of hair loss. Wasn't too sure what the cause was. There were so many different possibilities. Thank God it's actually filled in now for the most part. I don't know if you can really tell because I've got these twists in, but yeah, to my knowledge, it has filled in. You know, just give your body time, essentially. Another one has appeared, I think it's round about here, or just going into my twist there. And I do know what has caused that one. So if I can give you any advice, please don't let your recipient area dry out don't let the scalp dry out, because what I was doing since I started putting braids into my hair, I was trying to reduce how often I was shampooing my hair in order to keep my braid style in, and that meant that I was allowing my scalp to get really dry and really flaky and really dirty, essentially, because I wasn't washing my hair every 2 weeks. I was trying to go like 4 weeks without washing my hair. So I've now learnt my lesson, because my scalp was so flaky and so dry, and it was only when my scalp got to that extent of flakiness did I notice bald patches or hair loss. So yeah, going forward I will continue doing these braids, because the type of hair that I have, it just gets tangled so much, and also I don't feel fully confident with short hair with like a TWA. So I just feel like braids are the next best thing in terms of styling my hair. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to be allowing my scalp to get dirty. So what I actually did a few weeks ago is I shampooed my hair in the braids. So and that's what I'll continue doing that going forward, because just because we have a protective style in doesn't mean that we don't, or that we can't wash our hair. So I'll continue shampooing my hair in my braids going forward, and that's why I try to do these braids really loosely, so that I can actually get to the scalp and hopefully the dirt doesn't get trapped in the roots, basically. So that's in terms of the hair loss that I've been experiencing. I think it's been self-induced for the most part, possibly due to stress. I've got some health stuff going on that I mentioned briefly in previous videos, so probably like accumulation of so many things. But I think the main culprit was allowing my recipient area, the scalp here, to dry out, get really flaky. That's inflammation, so it's not good. So yeah, I think that probably was the main culprit, but other factors probably impacted it as well. So yeah, if I can give you a tip just right off the bat, I would say please don't allow this recipient scalp to get really dirty, because you need to look after it. You need to look after it. Secondly, I just very briefly mentioned that I am doing braids now. So going forward, I believe I will continue to do braids until, I guess, maybe I get bored of my hair, or until it grows out to a length that I am happy with. These braids did cause hair loss as well. So this is something else that we need to be really careful about, those of you who are females who are watching, because I know it's like both males and females watch my videos. But yeah, if you are a female and you are thinking about doing braids or putting in braids, the first or the second time that I did braids, I actually was a bit like more brave, and I literally braided the front of my hair. So I braided my recipient area. If you can't tell, I don't like these, the front row is not braided. These are just twists of my, like using my own hair, using the donor hair basically. But the second time that I installed braids, which was probably in about month 11, I actually used the artificial hair and braided the recipient area, because I thought, like, it's been nearly a year, it's come up to a year, surely the hair is settled in and it's secure, and you know, as long as I braid it loosely, I shouldn't really experience any issues. Well, I was wrong, and when I took those braids out, I experienced so much hair loss from my recipient area. It's not even funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. But yeah, when I took the extensions out, there were so many hairs coming out where I could see the white bulb at the top or the end of each hair. So yeah, what I've concluded is that the hair in our recipient area, or at least mine, like just mine, I don't know about yours, but mine seems to be so delicate that it doesn't seem to do well with any form of tension. Even though I did those braids really loosely and I tried to use not much hair so that it wasn't like heavy and weighing these roots down, I still experienced a lot of hair loss. And yeah, it may have been just natural shedding, because of course these hairs will shed naturally just like the hairs around the rest of your head, but the amount of hairs that came out from just this area alone, this front row, it was quite concerning to me. So what I've decided is just to basically leave my recipient area alone and don't even tempt fate. So yeah, I'm no longer going to be braiding my recipient area. Haven't been wearing wigs, which is great, but yeah, definitely no braids, because it seems like even slight tension seems to pull my hairs out. So yeah, I'm just trying to be safe and trying not to go back to what caused the hair loss in the first place. So now what I do is I just flat twist my recipient area. Don't know if you can tell, but I just flat twist it and then just like wrap the ends into my next braid, basically, so that you can't really tell. You can tell if you look closely, but from a far distance you may not be able to tell that I don't actually have braids on this front row. So yeah, just be careful if you do decide to do braids. I know us females love to do 101 things to our hair. Yeah, so if you do decide to put braids into your hair, just be very careful with this recipient area, because it, at least mine anyway, seems to be delicate, and you don't want to throw all the money that you've wasted or that you've spent on this hair transplant down the drain. So yeah, be careful with braids. The third thing that I would like to mention is another mistake that I made during this 1 year, and that was using the shampoo that the clinic gave me for way longer than I needed to. So you may remember in my previous videos I was mentioning that I was being a bit cheap, since the cost or the price of the shampoo that they give you is included in your total package. I wanted to use every last drop, use the bottle until it completely finished, because I felt like I wanted to get my money's worth from that bottle of shampoo. In hindsight, that was a really stupid decision, because that shampoo made my hair feel so dry. And you may remember me coming online and just saying that my hair feels so dry and I don't know why. It was mostly because of that shampoo. When I stopped using it and when I went back to my usual Cream of Nature argan oil shampoo, it was like a world of difference. So that shampoo, I believe, did cause definitely some dryness and even some split ends. I noticed a couple of split ends on shedded strands of hair, and I was quite surprised because my hair was so short at the time. So I was thinking, like, hang on a minute, my hair isn't that old, so how could it have split ends already? But I'm pretty sure it was because of that shampoo just like stripping everything from my hair strands. So again, if we're looking for tips, just use the shampoo for the time period that they tell you and not any longer. You don't need to squeeze every last drop out of it like I tried to do. So yeah, as soon as you can go back to your usual hair products, please do so. And off the top of my head, I can't remember what the time frame is that they tell you, but it is included in their aftercare instructions. So just follow the instructions, and then once you're over that time period, go back to using products that you know work well for your hair. So that's the third tip that I can mention. And then something that I have forgotten to mention in all previous videos, I believe, is don't be too worried if you end up banging your head after your hair transplant, because they tell you when you're going home, be very careful. When you're getting into your taxi, your transfer, like really bend down, don't bang your head, because you can dislodge the grafts and you basically will have to go back and get it repaired. So none of you want that to happen. And even when you get home, you're supposed to be very careful for maybe, I think it's the first month or so, like just don't bang your head, because your head is swollen after your hair transplant. You don't realise how big it is, so it's very easy to knock it on things as you're just going about your day-to-day business. I did bang my head, I believe about like 3 or 4 times when I got home, when I got back to the UK. And I was so scared because I was trying to be so careful, like don't do anything wrong, but I just ended up banging my head. But I don't believe it caused any issues. I didn't notice, like when I had those grafts after the after the surgery, I didn't notice any of them come off. So yeah, even though I banged my head about 3 or 4 times, I was literally banging it on kitchen cabinets when I was bending down. When I was getting back up again, just banging it just accidentally. But yeah, I feel like you shouldn't be too worried if you bang your head on a few things, because at least a few days after your procedure, the grafts should be quite securely in your scalp. So that's just my personal opinion anyway. I was so worried about it, but I didn't need to worry about it in the end because everything seemed to be okay, and it didn't affect my hair growth following the transplant. So that's what I would say in terms of something that you shouldn't be worried about. But yeah, overall, in terms of how, or like what my hair looks like today, I will leave some footage on the screen. I'll leave it on that side for you. So let me scoot over a bit. I'm really happy with how my transplant went and my results. So happy. Like, this is a world of difference compared to how my edges, how my hair used to look like before. And actually, I didn't even realise how bad my hair looked until I looked at pictures. So if anything, do take pictures of your hair prior to your transplant, just so that when you're a year post or 2 years post, you can look back and look at your growth journey, look at how far you've come. And it just really helps you track your process. So definitely take pictures before your transplant and then during, you know, your months like post recovery, etc. But honestly, I'm so happy with how my hair looks. So happy. This is how it looks, just coming up a bit closer. This is how it looks in the braids or the flat twists. I did these this morning. They're not tight at all. I try and do them loosely. And even the braids as well, I do them loosely as well. So I make sure that I can put my fingers at the root basically, just to ensure there's enough space, because I don't want these to be tight on the rest of my hair. You've got to be careful because you don't have as much hair in your recipient area as you used to have before. So yeah, you just got to be careful, in my opinion, that you don't end up pulling the few hairs that you have left in your recipient area. Be mindful that you don't end up pulling those out, because yeah, there's just not as many hairs as you used to have. So I try to be careful even in my donor area, sorry, not my recipient area. I try and be careful in the donor area that I don't put, or like I don't use a lot of hair for each braid. So I try and keep it quite light in terms of the thickness of the hair that I use, and I try and use hair that is lightweight as well. So I've shown you the braid hair that I use in previous videos, so you can have a look at that if you really want to. But yeah, so happy that I've had this hair transplant done. Extremely glad that I went to Heather, just for the peace of mind. I wanted to pay a little bit more because obviously you can get the transplants done cheaper in certain clinics, but I just paid for peace of mind because they seemed so professional when looking at their Instagram, their website, and also just the vibes, the feelings that I got when I reached out to them via like WhatsApp, when you contact them, etc. I just got good vibes from them. So yeah, I'm so happy that I went to Heather, so happy that I've had this done, honestly. And I'm going to try my utmost best to look after this hair going forward, ensure that I am shampooing my scalp regularly and not allowing it to dry out completely and flake. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to my hair growing now, my hair actually growing, and me being on a hair growth journey. Yeah, I haven't had like long hair for years, so looking forward to that for sure. But I think I've covered everything that I need to share, or that, you know, you may have been interested in. I will still do hair updates for you. I probably will come back and do a 18-month post hair transplant update, because they do say that you tend to see the full effects of your hair transplant about 12 to 18 months post your surgery. So there may be more hair growth to come, who knows? Who knows? So yeah, I will come back at like 18 months post to share with you what it looks like. I'm not expecting it to look much different, but you know, I'll just update you anyway in case you're wondering. And during the 18-month period, if there's anything I need to update you on in terms of my hair growth or what's happening, I will do those videos for sure. So this is not like a hair channel or a natural hair channel or even a hair transplant channel, but I won't completely forget about these hair transplant videos. I will do updates for you so that you can see what it looks like and you can keep up to date, and of course continue asking me any questions that you have. I've tried to be as helpful as possible along this past year or so, and I intend to continue doing that. Don't forget as well, if you do want to get a hair transplant done, if you haven't had your surgery already, Heather did create for you, upon my request of course, but yeah, they did create a discount code for you to use on some of their packages, so you can get 10% off your transplant if you contact them via my link. So I'll leave the link for you in the description box and also as a pinned comment. But yeah, if you're looking to get your own hair transplant done and you're still deciding, not too sure, do contact them using my link that I'll leave below, and that will give you 10% off certain packages, not all of them, but certain packages. So yeah, if you know, I don't know why you wouldn't want to save money, but the option is there for you to use that link if and when you're ready to contact them or to book your surgery. So yeah, that's my 1 year update in a nutshell. You have seen what my hair looks like on the side of the screen. I don't regret this transplant at all. The pain was worth it. You'll get over the pain and you'll get over those like ugly duckling months where you have to cover your hair, or like you can't do anything, you're too scared to leave the house, etc. Or you may be braver than I was and you may just go out and not care what everyone else has to think. But yeah, it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's only for a short period that you will have no hair, or if you didn't shave your entire head, that you'll have like a semicircle of no hair. The year goes pretty quickly if you've got a busy life like I have. So yeah, just see this whole hair transplant journey as a year or so of hair looking a bit like weird, or your hair looking like a mess, but in the long term it will be so worth it. So yeah, let me know if you've got any questions that I haven't gone over in this video or in previous videos. Please do go back and watch the previous videos, because I did try to be as detailed as possible in those videos and just really include as much information as possible to help you out on this journey, because I know that it requires so much research before you make that decision to book your surgery. So yeah, go back, go through the playlist and you know, look at the month by month updates. Let me know if you've got any questions by leaving a comment. Always happy to help. And yeah, thank you so much for being with me on this journey and for all of your encouraging comments, especially those times where I felt down and was overly worried about my hair. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate all of your comments, and thank you for joining this channel. So I will see you in one of my future videos. Take care for now, and God bless.